Want to trade with Rithika? Join Chase at www.laductrading.com/chase.
Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a great week. So as you can see, last week we pretty much tried to move above the previous high, got rejected, and we came back down. So we are pretty much ended where the previous 4 weeks have closed. So we've not really done much so far. So as you can see, we are looking for a break higher. Like if we can get above this 650 level, then you'll easily be able to push up into that 655, 658. But as you know, we are pretty extended. So you could be thinking that we could be up for some sell-off. I do agree. I just think that we could still be in a little bit of an upward momentum. You can see here, this could be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. So though I do think that we could have a bit of digestion, and I would say if we break 640, 635, then we would have more selling. Otherwise, I think we're still going to continue pushing higher into that 670 before we have any kind of sell-off. So I do think we will still continue following along this channel. But again, September is known to be a bearish month, so there is a time to digest probably now. And even the Qs, you can see here, this is the previous high, 577. We would again need to get below 568 to come back into 560. Ideally, you need to break 560 to come down into 540. But if we again break the previous high, I still expect us to continue moving into the upside. And we know on the weekly chart on QQQ, we still haven't even broken into this channel. So we will at some point go touch the channel before we have any significant selling. And IWM, on the other hand, you can see here that we are still continuing to push into the top of the channel here at 246. Maybe we'll digest a little bit once we hit that previous level, previous all-time high, probably come down before we keep going higher. But we're still continuing the bullish breakout on IWM, and even on DIA, for example, you can see here, we are still continuing to move along this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 path. And bigger picture, this is our channel. So we are still continuing to progress very well. Higher dollar, on the other hand, we've discussed this as well. We are on a long-term support, but we're sideways. So either needs below 96 or above 99 for some kind of move. On the dollar wicks, let's take a look, and you can see that again, we have came down in the 14,538, had an oversold bounce, rejected. Now we're at that 1470 support. If we break below that this week, the market will continue to be bullish and wicks will come down into 1242. And last but not least, let's look at the yields. We have been sideways, and you can see here, this is support at 4%, 4.05-ish. We break 4%, then we will come back into the bottom of the channel. So keep an eye on that. So far we are sideways, but the yields could add some direction into the market. All right, with that being said, let's look at this week's watch list. So we discussed Tesla last week, and it's a continuation of that trade. We moved into that important 355 level. Now, as long as we hold about 355 and the wicks continues to sell off, Tesla will be one of the stocks that takes off this week, I feel. So I am definitely looking for 375, maybe even 400. Let's see, but we must hold over 350. If that breaks, we will come back again into the 300 to 83. So needs to hold over 350 here. On Tesla, JNJ, on the other hand, I think that we could have a little bit more selling. We are trying to reject off this 180. So as long as we stay below 180 and break 178, we should ideally come down into the 175, 173 area. So all bets are off. If we break above the previous high, then we will obviously continue higher. But we are on a sideways channel resistance, so we could see a little bit of ABC digestion going on here. So you can keep an eye for a short duration trade on JNJ. Have a little bit of selling that gets brought back up into this mid size of the channel. The next one I have is actually Microsoft, because you can see we had a very extensive digestion. I would say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whether I'm bullish or bearish, it will at least have that oversold bounce to the upside. So I feel that if we can get above this 500 level on Microsoft, we should easily be able to push into 510, 515. You can see that the 380 to fib is at 520, the 50% fib is at 527. So I would think 527 before any further selling is possible on Microsoft. And last but not the least, we have HON. And again, this is a stock that's rejecting off its prior monthly high, so we could have just continued selling off of that weakness. You can see here the volume has gone up, but we are selling off. So if we break 215, we could have further selling into that 210, 204 area. So you can keep an eye on HON for a little bit more weakness. If this channel breaks, we can come down. All right, that's all I have for this week. I hope you have a great day.
Join Chase to trade with Rithika and other experts. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly wave list videos and other content.